All right, so you clicked on this video because you want to know how to get rich in 2026. Well, let me just go ahead and tell you I found the method. So for the people that tell you, oh, you can get rich tomorrow, you can get rich next week, that's cap. I'm gonna tell you this one thing you gotta remember. You gotta have money to make money. Now that don't mean you gotta have a ton of money. That just means you gotta have a little something to make a little something to turn it into a lot. So what you wanna do is you wanna start investing in things like the S&P 500, single stocks, QQQ, technology, AI, anything like that. A lot of people are like, oh, well, that's gonna take me a couple years to make money. That's gonna take me too long. You're not making no money right now. You know why? You know why you looking at this video right now? Because you're broke and you want to make some. So listen to me. I'm about to put y'all on. This video specifically is going to tell you how you can get rich guaranteed by the time you're older. And if you want to take a little bit more risk, you can get rich pretty quick. Now in future videos, I'll go over options and stuff where you can like turn $100 into $300. And then once you start building that, you're going to turn your thousands into like 3,000. And if you do that every day, that's like 10K a month. But we ain't talking about that in this video. This video, I'm gonna be teaching y'all how to get rich guaranteed, low risk, unless you wanna get a little frisky. But I'm showing y'all who wanna make some money how to make some money. So listen up. The S&P 500 run year to date is up 7.57%. Not nothing too crazy, right? Okay, that's so far this year. We ain't even halfway through the year. The last year, we are up 30.64%. And let me show y'all. You might be like, ooh, 30% a year, that's crazy. Okay, but some years you're gonna have a dip, so it's not gonna be as crazy with the S&P 500. But even with this is the lowest risk you can really go. You're guaranteed to make 10% pretty much every single year. Since like the early 1900s, the S&P 500 has had a 10% return on average every single year. In the last 15 years, it's had about a 13% return. So if we go over to our investment calculator, let me move my cam. If we go over to my investment calculator right here, let's say we start off with $500. All right, that's a low amount, right? Let's say we wanna see by time let's go long term. By time we're 60, by time we're 60 years old, trying to retire, return rate of, we'll go high, we'll go 11% a year, 42 years, $500 a month. Let's calculate that. If you invest $500 a month from ages 18 to 60 years old, you would have a whopping $4.5 million untaxed in a Roth IRA. 4.5. Now, a lot of y'all are like, I don't want that money when I'm 60. What am I going to do with that when I'm 60? What are you going to do with nothing when you're 60? When you're broke when you're 60? Now, think about this. You don't even got to do it that long. Let's say you put it in the S&P for like 10 years. You still turn in that 500. You turn it into 60,000 you invested into 106,000 in 10 years. That's $40,000 more, $46,000 more than you would have if you just left it in a regular bank account. Now look, this is on like a lower end. This is the S&P 500 if you're like trying not to be risky at all. Now me, I got my stuff in some more riskier activity. I'm gonna show y'all. This is called QQQM, which trades the top tech and like AI companies, mainly the top tech companies in the world right now. So if you look at it, we are up in the last year, or this year so far, we are up 16%. The last year, we are up 40%. If you look in the last 5 years, QQQ is up 118%, and it's up 147 all time. So let's go ahead and take that into consideration. Let's look up 15, right? We'll just say 15% return, all right? Instead of this, so we'll do our 42 years again. If we did this from 18 to 60 at a 15% return with $500 every single month, you would have 15 million big American buffos. Now, that is only $500 a month. Now, let's imagine we did $1,000 a month. That's 30 M's, dog. That is $30 million. Y'all are like, well, I don't want that when I'm 60. All right, let's just say 15 years, bro. 15 years, that's still 600 grand. 600K. You put in 180,000 of your own money. That's how much you put in over 15 years, and you get 613,000. You're making 432,000 without even touching anything. We're just leaving it in there. And the QQQM is returned. Let's go back. Max, it's up all time. It increases, okay? It increases. You're going to have some dip years, but it's going to increase. Now, let's look. I'm also invested in SMH, which is one that's more risky. It's going to drop a little bit more, but you're going to get a little bit more interest. So if we take a look at that, in the last year to date, it's up 51%. In the last year, we are up 138%. That is that's 2.5 times your money. 5 years, 385 max. We are up 1,200%. If you look at this chart, we are up in the long run. So if we look that up, SMH annual return since inception has delivered exceptionally high average annual return with long-term performance figures frequently cited over 25 to 30% since inception. So SMH is going to track the top. It's an ETF for the top AI companies. In the last 10 years, it has returned 35.7%. That is insane. So let's go ahead and go to this. I know a lot of you are like, bro, that doesn't even make any sense. Look at these down here. This is how much you would invest. All right, every single year. That's how much your interest is. Oh, sorry, my cam's in the way. Oh, there goes the screen. If you want to look at this, y'all can. These right here, there's going to be your interest and how much you're going to have at the end. So let's say we're doing it like the SMH has at a 29 to 35. We'll say 32% return. 32% return annually, putting in $500 a month for 42 years, 18 to 60. You would have a whopping $2 billion, bro. All right, now this would be absolutely insane if SMH had a 32% every single year, which I mean, I guess it has in the last like 15 years. But I mean, obviously, we're probably gonna have some down years and some like pops and bubbles, and you know, when a bubble pops to AI, you know, we have drops and stuff in the market. I mean, even if it did drop and somehow we were all the way down to 20% every year, you still have $70 million. Like, that is absolutely insane. Let's say we even did it over, let's say, like a 5-year span. Like, you only do it for 5 years. You're 30,000 turning into 50,000. That's still insane. 5 years, that isn't even enough time. 15 years at 500 a month. 500 grand. And that's only 15 years at a 20% return. Now let's say it does its 32% return. We're at 1 million in 15 years. So if you want to take a higher risk, that's really up to you. But just putting into these like ETFs and stocks is just, it's gonna make you rich by the time you're older. And if y'all say like, I want to be rich now and not when I'm older, then you're just an idiot and you're probably gonna be broke. Nah, I'm kidding. But you can invest in this and inside of single stocks like Nvidia and Tesla and Microsoft and SoFi and stuff like that. But you still need to have an account, an individual just long-term investing account where you just put your money in and you leave it. If you don't want to touch it till you're 60, put it in a Roth IRA, and then it's going to grow tax-free. By the time you're 60, you can pull it out, just the whole thing. But if you want to be able to pull it out, like me personally, I put most of my money in a regular brokerage where I can pull it out whenever I want to, because I personally don't really want to wait till I'm 60. I'm still going to put money in my Roth for when I'm 60. I put more into my individual account so that I can pull it out when I want to, like if I want to take it out in 15 years. The only thing about that is it's going to be taxed. So your money, if you leave it in there for over a year, you're going to have a capital gains tax, probably about 15-20%. So even if you get $1 million, you're still going to get like 800 grand, but you can pull it out whenever you want. So it really depends on if you want to pull it out soon or when you're 60. But investing in stocks and into the stock market, things like the S&P 500 and QQQM, is how you are going to create financial freedom and generational wealth for your family. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Join the Discord. Link will be in the description. We are growing a big community on there where we're going to be giving out tips, different things, you know, I'll be giving out shares at some point of stocks. So join that Discord to join the family. We talk about stocks and investing and getting rich and stuff. So join that. Yeah, I love y'all boys. Follow, subscribe for more financial advice.